Now, as you guys can see from this poster, that they were trying to spread news of this little boy that was missing, this boy that was kidnapped, this boy where an Amber Alert eventually went out for an alleged kidnapping. And I say alleged for a big, big reason. This story is going viral right now. Make sure you guys share it from my channel for sure. We definitely want to make sure and get as much attention on this story as possible, because I'm going to tell you guys something. Well, you know how they say when it's smoke, it's fire? I say when something smells bad, there's probably some doo-doo around, right? Like, I think this story is BS. I think it is horse crap. I think there is something very, very wrong here. And I think somebody was actually trying to play us as the public, as concerned people. We see something, we say something. You hear about a little kid missing. Oh, we trying to get active. We trying to help these kids. We spread the stories like wildfire. But sometimes we come across a story and we get wrapped up in our emotions, and we also get wrapped up in our finances too. That's why I always tell y'all, be careful about these GoFundMes that be popping up when it involves kids and crap happening. So here we go. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And so I'm actually going to read from two articles because they were updated. One was updated yesterday. One was updated today from yahoo.com. So shout out to Yahoo. So here's the first one that was updated yesterday. Surveillance footage of a young black boy being kidnapped in broad daylight in Milwaukee had the black internet prayerful, especially since the father was seen fleeing into a house instead of saving his son. Yahoo, look, y'all can't say that. I can say that. But y'all can't say, what did they say? Black internet, the black internet. I don't know whether to be offended or what. I don't know. But I digress. They said the black internet. Not my words. Now, the dad is speaking out about why he didn't come to his 7-year-old son's rescue, and folks are, in a word, speechless. Jamal White is the 7-year-old boy. You guys can see him right there. Let me see if I can get a better picture of him up here. Let me skip past these ignorant people. We'll get back to him here in a moment. So the little boy in question is, I just had him up here. Hold on. I need a better picture. I got a lot of pictures up here. Can I get a solo picture of him somewhere? Anywhere? Hold on. Right there. There we go. I'm like, I know I got some pictures of him. This handsome young man right here, right? This is Jamal White, and he was taken at gunpoint Friday, July the 11th, which was only a few days ago, by a masked man, according to police in the 6200 block of West Houston Street on the city's northwest side, while he was riding his bike. And we actually have videotape of that, so brace yourselves. If that bothers you, this type of silly mess going on, kidnapping and screaming, then that's what's going to be at that video. So just brace yourself or exit the video if you need to, okay? Everybody else hit that thumbs up, please. Now, he was taken at gunpoint. He was forcibly placed into a white Jeep Renegade, which is that one right there, while screaming for his father, okay? Now, after a nationwide Amber Alert was issued, even though it took a few hours for it to get issued, for people who do not understand how Amber Alerts work, and for people I saw on the internet getting mad about, well, they should have issued the Amber Alert. Look, the whole point and purpose of an Amber Alert is for it to fall under a certain criteria, and they have to have all of that information filled out before they send out the Amber Alert. All Amber Alerts have to fall under a qualification. Silver alerts have to fall under qualification. There are a lot of alerts that have to fall under certain qualifications. That's for a reason, okay? So just look it up and understand it before you just get mad and say it was the police's fault, because it was not, okay? After a nationwide Amber Alert was issued, Jamal, the 7-year-old boy, was found safe nearly 24 hours later, 7 miles away from where he was kidnapped. But not because his father's heroic efforts. So, yeah, they are really getting on to the father. But we'll get into this whole street dynamic here in a little bit. So if we got some people that understand how the hood works like I do, right? Anybody who understands how hood things work, how hood shit works, hood politics, make sure y'all speak up in the chat. Let me know if I'm speaking facts or speaking fiction, okay? Jamal's father, by the name of Jamal White Sr., let me see if I can pull his picture up here. Well, close enough. You can see it there. Biological father, Jamal White Sr., was seen driving a sedan alongside of his son. And it looks like he was actually on the opposite side of the street, but he was following his son while he was riding his bike, which I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, I guess if his son was riding his bike fast, I guess. I don't know. But that's what he was doing. Instead of helping, White Sr. fled into the house and locked the door behind him because he said that these people were actually out to try to kill him. So he made a run towards his house. One person ran towards him. Another person ran and grabbed his son and threw him in the SUV, which that was already a big red flag right there. But again, we'll get to it here in a second. Let me give y'all the details first. People online gave him an earful about why he sought his own safety while his own kin, his own son, was being abducted in front of his eyes. But White doubled down on his actions. On Tuesday, July 15th, the dad took to Facebook where he insisted that his son was safe the entire time in a screenshot that was captured by Complex. He went on to accuse social media of painting them crazy-ass narratives and said police are treating him like he's the bad guy. I just don't think he's a good dad, but we'll get back to that. He said, and I quote, "As long as my baby's straight, all that ever mattered, I still ain't seen my baby face to face. The police locked me all day Saturday, questioning me." I guess kept him, questioning him all day, even when I told them everything I knew, his Facebook status reportedly read. To add insult to injury, he boldly defended his actions by writing, "Hell yeah, I ran." Now, I know we got some people in the chat who are parents. Do we have anybody in the chat that wants to admit or let everybody know that you're a parent? Do we have anybody in the chat who loves their children or who loves children in general? Because I'm going to tell you guys this. I think it's quite disgusting if this is the truth, but we'll get into that here in a minute, for your child to be in danger or you to be in danger and your child be around, you be within arm's reach or a rock's throw of your child and not think to go protect your child first, to think about saving your own skin. And I'm going to just tell y'all, black people, I hope y'all don't get mad at me for saying this, but I think that the people who ever raised him, which knowing the black community, it was probably a single woman, a single mother, because that's just the way most of us are raised. He's a lot, this man is younger than me. So he looks like he's like in his 20s. So I'm going to assume that he was in this 80 plus percentile of young men that was raised without a dad in the household. Assuming, I could be wrong. Maybe he had a good solid father and they were married in the household, but statistics say that that is not likely. Okay? So I can deduce and say that that's probably the case. All right? So yes, I would expect for him to be selfish. Most people, not all, okay? Most people who are raised in single parent households by women, and y'all know I love women. I love my AFC. My audience is all women for the most part, but with the exception of a few of my brothers in the chat. Y'all understand that I'm making a generalization, not all. Most men who are raised, most kids who are raised by single parents tend to be selfish people because their parent tends to be selfish because there is no accountability in the household. Therefore, a person says, it's my house, my rules, you live by my standards, right? I can do no wrong, the infallible one. That is the way that most single parent households work. There is no balance. There is nobody to check you when you might be wrong about how you're disciplining your children or lack thereof, right? Now let's keep going. Yes, I would expect for him to run, and yes, I would expect for him to be selfish. Was I surprised? No, I was not. The dad, White, added the reason why he ran, he said, I ran, I'm thinking they trying to rob me, not take my damn baby. Y'all slow. We both alive, and my baby tried to get away like I taught him. God had us the whole time. Obviously, I did right by my baby. Safe. And of course, not only is he using incorrect dialect, but of course they're not using any type of punctuation. So everything is a big ass run-on sentence. So it's hard for me to read that. People online were not feeling his logic and called him out for what they deemed his lack of protection of his son, who was released to Child Protective Services. So they didn't even give him the child back. Okay, let's keep going. But there's more information to the story, and it gets more complicated. And this is why this story is going viral. Okay? The boy's uncle, meaning the dad's brother, was arrested for firing a handgun during search. And I don't know if they wrote that right. During the search or during search. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reported. Jamal K. White was charged with 2 felonies of first-degree recklessly endangering safety. Y'all got to do better about writing these articles. Y'all even making mistakes in here. How does Yahoo get this? Like, Yahoo has been, I guess they're not big anymore, but you can still write a good article. Anyway, was charged with 2 felonies, first-degree recklessly endangering safety with a dangerous weapon. The 27-year-old, per authorities, fired a gun towards a man and his son who were searching for his nephew, hitting an unoccupied home and tree on July the 12th. His charges are unrelated to his nephew's abduction. Now, Milwaukee police also arrested a man at a home connected to Jamal's kidnapping. A 25-year-old suspect, which was that mellow yellow you just seen on the screen. Let me see if I can get him back up there with this goofy ass. That type of face, that guy. Milwaukee police arrested a man at a home connected to Jamal's kidnapping. A 25-year-old suspect, who I believe that's who that was taken into custody at the residence where Jamal was found. The suspect's name was not released to the public, but do y'all want me to give you his name anyway? Because I just believe in presenting the information that is there and should be out there. His name is Corey Williams. Corey Williams was the yellow-skinned dude. And it looks like, oh, it doesn't give his birth date on there. It doesn't give that information. So I think that's him. So I believe the uncle is the dark-skinned dude. If y'all are wondering who the woman is, that woman right here is the child's biological mother. And you would also have to be wondering, why do I have her picture up here? The reason why I have the mother's picture up here, and the reason why this gets even more complicated, is because the mother was also arrested. Here's the thing. They didn't post what her charges were yet. I think she just got a bond that was posted. So we have to wait until that information updates. Maybe here on another day, we'll be able to get more into her actual charges. But just know that the mother was arrested within this time frame as well. Not saying that it's related, but the mother of this boy that was kidnapped was arrested. Milwaukee police arrested the 25-year-old suspect. The suspect's name was not released to the public, but Milwaukee police say the charges will be referred to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. Here's Article 2, and hopefully they wrote this one a little bit better. A Milwaukee man has been charged in connection to the abduction of a 7-year-old boy by the name of Jamal White, who has since been found. He's not missing. He has been found. So that's great. He's alive. Everything is good there. Corey Williams, 25 years old, which was mellow yellow. I'm going to have to do it like this. That's Corey Williams right there. I'm going to take that off the screen. Boom. Was charged on July 17th, which was today, depending on when you're watching this, with being party to the crime of kidnapping with intent to transfer property, taking hostages, and contributing to the delinquency of a child. That's him right there. Jamal, known as Baby J, was abducted at gunpoint and found the following day, less than 24 hours after an Amber Alert was issued, which took a few hours to do, but not because of the police. That was because the information they provided wasn't all there. And Milwaukee police designated the child critically missing. On July 13th, Milwaukee police arrested Williams at an address connected to the kidnapping, because they're just that level of stupid. On July 17th, police also said they arrested a 38-year-old man and a 14-year-old boy in relation to the abduction and intend to refer criminal charges to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. The department is not seeking additional suspects, it said in an email. Now, according to a criminal complaint, Jamal's father told the Milwaukee Police Department a white Jeep had drove up to the front of his Wyrick Park residence while his son rode his bike outside out in the front. The parent, unnamed in the complaint, which I already gave y'all his name, said he ran inside. Why did they... Yahoo, how does that make any sense? The day before article, you give the man's full name. 24 hours later, you refer to him as the parent unnamed in the complaint. How does that make any freaking sense? Lord have mercy. I'm looking at the article, Jamal's father, Jamal White Sr. I think that's who they're referring to. Jamal White Sr., who apparently is unnamed in the complaint, said he ran inside his residence when he saw black men jump out of the Jeep carrying guns. The father said he saw men grab Jamal without consent and put the child in the white Jeep and drive eastbound. Why would they have consent? Just never mind. Anyway. Officers reviewed a surveillance video that confirmed the account of the abduction because it was caught on Ring camera or something like that. Officers located Jamal on July the 12th, with less than 24 hours, in the upper unit of a Washington Park house, according to the complaint. They found the 7-year-old hiding in the attic of a duplex with a methamphetamine pill in his pocket. He had a meth pill in his pocket. How does that make any sense? These people are stupid people. He had a meth pill in his pocket. A detective interviewed Jamal on July 13th. According to the complaint, Jamal said a man grabbed him by the back of his shirt and took him when he was at his father's house. The 7-year-old recalled being in the car with 3 unknown men who drove him to the house where police ultimately recovered him. Jamal said he heard one of the men talking to his mother. Let me say that again, because I want y'all to remember the mother got arrested. Mom got arrested. Jamal, the little boy, said he heard one of the men talking to his mother while they were in the house. He told detectives he heard his mother say she was going to come and pick him up, but she never came. Just on the surface of hearing that, you would think that it's already been on the news. There's already an Amber Alert out. I'm assuming the mother already knows that her son is missing. One of these men who was part of this kidnapping was talking to the mother. That's already a huge red flag, redder than my AFC shirt. Y'all need to get y'all some AFC shirts. Links is in the description box. That's a huge red flag. And she said she's going to come by and get her son, which means she knew where her son was at, but yet she did not show up to get her son. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. Please hit that thumbs up if y'all listening, please. Now, according to the complaint, Jamal teared up remembering his mother did not pick him up. And thank you. Much love, Tim P. Davis. I see you in the super chat. Thank you very much. In a photo array, Jamal identified Williams as the man who drove the car in which he was taken. In an interview with a different detective, Williams alleged Jamal's mother is a well-known drug dealer. Mama is a drug dealer. Allegedly. Williams alleged that Jamal's mother is a well-known drug dealer. And I want y'all to keep that in mind, and I'm going to go back and show y'all some pictures here in a minute, and I'm going to show y'all how I came to the conclusion that I came to. Williams claimed that he borrowed the white Jeep to assist in robbing Jamal's mother at gunpoint at her home on July the 11th. After waiting by her home that day and not encountering her, Williams and two companions drove to Jamal's father's residence instead. In the interview, Williams confirmed the account of the 7-year-old's abduction. So if you're trying to rob a drug dealer and the drug dealer's the mom, why would you try to go rob the biological father unless you're trying to also say by proxy that he's also a drug dealer? Y'all see how I put that together? Or did you already put that together too? Allegedly it's drug related. I don't think it's drug related at all. How many of you guys think it was drug related? I don't think it was drug related at all. But we'll get to that here in a second. After driving off with the little boy Jamal, the plan changed. Williams recounted according to the court document. His companions contacted Jamal's mother later that night and demanded $100,000 and jewelry in exchange for her son. They offered to meet her at a nearby park. Williams said Jamal's mother never showed up to the meeting. Once the three abductors became aware of the Amber Alert, they discussed whether they should harm the child to show that they were serious, but did not do so, the complaint states. If Williams is convicted on 3 charges, all which are felonies, he could face a combined maximum penalty exceeding 100 years in prison. Now, I'm going to give y'all the DJ Just J hood perspective on a lot of this, and I don't know how many people have already done this because I don't really watch a lot of other YouTubers, but I want y'all to tell me if y'all have heard other people say this or if this is the first time you're hearing this or you never thought about it like this. Let's take it step number 1. Number 1. The father allegedly was about to get shot. He took off and ran and left his son. Let's deal with that on the surface. First and foremost, this seems like a very hood, niggerish situation. A very hood-ass, ghetto-ass, drug-dealing, ain't shit-ass people situation. Okay? If that's what the case is, then they were coming to rob him because allegedly, I guess he got some money from wherever. I guess he works at his construction job, and I guess just got a whole lot of money. I guess, right? Like, look, let me see. Can I show y'all the biological father's picture one more time? And y'all tell me. I guess he could be a construction worker, right? He could be a construction worker. He could be doing some type of terrestrial work, right? Tattoos all over the neck, tattoos on the face, tattoo tears. It's a lot of jobs that you can work 9 to 5s and make a lot of money in, looking like that. There's definitely a possibility that he could be a law-abiding citizen. But on the surface, if you judge a book by its cover, I'm going to assume that he is not a law-abiding citizen, especially if somebody is talking about trying to rob you for $100,000. That don't sound like the average person, even the above average person, is not going to have access to liquid cash of $100,000, let alone $100,000 in Cash App or whatever else. You would not be able to acquire $100,000 and pull it out of your ass unless you're doing something illegal. I could have believed $1,000. I could have believed $10,000. Wouldn't have been that hard to save that up and just have that. Maybe you don't trust the banks and you got $10,000 set to the side. Maybe 20 or 30. Maybe 50. The likelihood of the average person having $100,000 in liquid cash is just not likely. Do y'all follow so far? Okay? That's strike one about the whole story, I think, being doo-doo, being BS. I think this whole story is horse shit. But let's get back to this whole running. So let's just say if that was true, then you mean to tell me that this man is either on some drug dealing shit or some gangster shit, and some gangster shit went bad for him. First and foremost, why would a gangster not have his weapon on him, his protection on him at all times, especially when you live in the hood? I would think most drug dealers, most gangsters would have their weapon on them to be able to defend themselves because they live in this life. They know what these streets is about. Everybody followed so far? So the fact that when these people jumped out, the first thing that he did not do was reach into his waistband and pull out and run and start shooting as he's running or just stand there and have a gun battle. He didn't do that. He did not have a gun, which is already highly suspicious in itself. Okay? Not only that, but even on some gangster stuff, we've seen some people like the dude with the GS Little Ronnie in Texas and Fort Worth. I believe it was in Fort Worth. He actually ran out of the car and left his kid in the car, and they shot his kid and shot and killed him. We have seen gangsters and thugs behave that way. We have evidence of that. People get scared. You really can't say what you would do unless you were in that situation. So if you're not in that situation, it'd be hard for you to say what you would and wouldn't do. But I would just think that a person that gives a damn about their kid would think to protect their kid first to their dying breath, right? He literally thought nothing of that. And on top of that, his reaction after the fact actually said, oh, shit, don't even worry about that, y'all. He cool. I'm cool. We blessed. So it's all good. Don't even worry about it. Ain't no big deal that I left my son hanging. Even on top of that, you'd have to think, how might your son think about you as a father if he know that his father left him hanging in a deadly situation and didn't fight for him, didn't give a shit, and let him get kidnapped? What hood dude is going to let that happen? You see hood dudes fight over these hood bitches, these hood whores, all the time. They fight, they kill, they hit each other over the head with chairs and bottles and run each other over with cars and jump each other and stomp each other's heads. to death over, let me get her picture back up here, over these bitches. But you won't protect the thing that this bitch provided you, which is your DNA tie, your son, who is your legacy, and you wouldn't protect him. You protect a bitch, but you wouldn't protect your own kid, who is literally a living, breathing legacy of yourself, right? Therefore, his actions don't line up with this story that makes no sense at all. Even how he responded makes no sense. Number two, with these guys' story, if you're going to believe their story about them going to go rob the mother, then how would they not already have the drop on the mother? So let's debunk that part about this. How would you not already have the drop on the mother if you were going to rob her over $100,000? Or are you just telling me that people are just this damn stupid? I would think that if it were $100,000 on the line, maybe you would have had more people. Maybe you would have had more knowledge. Maybe you would already have to drop and know where she was going to be, when she was going to be, why she was going to be, and how she was going to be. But did they have none of that? No. They didn't know where she was at. They didn't know how to get in, pull up on her. So what they do, they allegedly pull up on the dad to go rob him. And instead of robbing him, they end up, and they ended up letting him go. They didn't run into the house and try to shoot up the house or nothing. They grabbed his kid and then left with the kid. To now, not only not let the dad know about the ransom that they wanted, they go contact the biological mother and ask her for a ransom. And she said, okay, I'll meet you. And then she just don't show up. Like she didn't do anything at all. So you got two people, biological mother and biological father, both of them ain't shit because neither one of them protected their kid. But you see how she's taking these pictures? Let me make these pictures bigger on the screen because I'm going to paint a picture for you guys. Well, I believe this whole story is BS. Y'all please hit that thumbs up. Do y'all see how the mother is dressed? Take a look at how she's dressed. Can I pull up another? Do I have more pictures of her on here? I think that's the main one that I have. She's got more pictures out there, but this is really like one of the main pictures I have. So mom is decked out, looking all nice, got tattoos all over the place, which costs money. She got a big old nice thick chain on. So if she's got access to $100,000, I'm going to assume that that is a real chain, and that chain probably cost about $20,000, $30,000. I'm just going to assume, right? She got her hair done. She got her nails done. Her makeup on fleek. So the mother likes nice, fancy things. If you notice the boy has on a nice chain. The boy dresses very well. You can actually see the boy in multiple pictures. So I'm going to assume that this is a combo of the mom and the dad. He's got the fresh cut, keeping his boy nice and clean all the time. Fresh to death, popping tags, right? That's how they say in New York, popping tags. The boy looks fresh. He got slides on. Brand new Nike socks. Back in the day when I was growing up, we didn't have Nike socks. We had fucking socks. And you didn't know whose sock was who. You didn't know what size was what. You just tried to find two socks back in the day. We would throw all our clothes in the washer. You pull them out, and then you just try to sort through and figure out whose sock was who. And it's just a big-ass guessing game. My childhood was not that bad, but I'm just saying, shout out to my mom and daddy. I love my mom and daddy. They're probably watching this. They're like, oh my God, he's embarrassing us, right? Now back to on fleek status over here. Outfits, yeah, I didn't notice his outfit matches his mama's outfit. That's another thing that hood niggas do. Buy these outfits, buy these J's, buy these slides, clean haircuts. These kids' haircuts nowadays ain't cheap. So what I'm saying is that it seems like the mom likes to spend money, so the mom has money. So if you were going to rob this woman of $100,000, you're not going to get the drop on her and put her in a position where she can't get away from this? That alone either tells me that they either are that level of stupid, which they very well could be, or this story is bullshit. Okay? Last element. Actually, let me show you this. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Shout out to Jim Carrey, by the way. Y'all see this? This has now been updated. There is actually a bail amount now, but the top at the top is the biological mother. Hopefully you guys can see that. It says zero bond right there, but I think she just got a $10,000 bond, but that might change, give or take. There's also another picture of her bond picture. Let me see if I can show it here. Or her being arrested right here. Same person, Siobhan Williams, 2 different mugshots. So she looks like she's no stranger to the system. Okay? The mother has been arrested in lieu of this situation. I don't know that it's necessarily connected to the situation, but I'm going to read you what somebody wrote on Facebook. Let me see. Maybe I need to show you this so I don't get in trouble. So I'm going to show y'all what somebody else posted. So we're going to go through this. And y'all stop laughing at me and my mismatched socks, okay, damn it? Some of y'all got that damn story too, where you just go buy a pack of 40 socks and everybody just gets to share in the socks, the whole family, everybody wear the same size of socks. If y'all didn't go through that, then y'all kiss my behind, okay? Now, it says, the rumor has it that allegedly the mom and dad of Jamal White came up with the idea of kidnapping their son so that they could start a GoFundMe. But it also says Siobhan Williams, the mother of 7-year-old Jamal White, was arrested just days after her son was reported missing and later found, which that also would mean that she talked to the kidnappers prior, because the kidnappers admitted that they talked to the mom while they had the boy, which was in less than 24 hours. Everybody catch that? Y'all got to take some notes if y'all want to keep up. Less than 24 hours, she talked to them. Just days after her son was kidnapped, she was arrested. Yesterday, the father's twin brother, let me say that again, twin brother was arrested. The rumor is that mom and dad came up with this cockamamie ass idea of kidnapping their son so that these selfish sons of bitches can start a GoFundMe. And y'all thought this was drug related? Let me tell you something. Fire Marshal Bill, that's right. Good catch. This is why I always tell y'all to be cautious when people start up a GoFundMe. You shouldn't just immediately just throw funds in there until you know what's going on, like Marvin Gaye. She also said they planned on laying him low until he was found, quote unquote, but police did a better job at hide and seek and they found him. But if that were true, wouldn't the father be in custody also? And keep in mind, when they talked to him at the station, he said that they treated him like a criminal, which I think they needed to as well. They just didn't have enough evidence, I don't think. As of now, the confirmed arrests made by police are Siobhan Williams, Jamal's mother, Corey Williams. He wore a mask and grabbed the kid off the bike. And also, they said that the twin brother was arrested, and I think a 17-year-old or somebody else. Anyway, the fact that she's been arrested with no bail and charges pending is also weird. According to street sources, 7-year-old Jamal is currently in the custody of the Milwaukee Child Protective Services, CPS. This was obviously some kind of money plot, but it wasn't thought out very well. And shout out to that person and her channel. I agree. It is just that simple. I think that this whole mess is BS. They say the mother is also known as Paris Marie Online, 32-year-old Siobhan Williams. That's the mother. So if y'all need to find her information, that's what it is. Now, what else am I missing in here? I think that's all of it. So at the end of the day, I don't think any of this has anything to do with a kidnapping at all. I think that these are not rich drug dealer people. I think what it is they thought that maybe they wanted to put $100,000 GoFundMe together. And then once they're able to accumulate those funds, help me find my missing baby, y'all. Help me find my missing baby. We just don't know where he is at. We just don't know, is he safe or what? The cartel probably took my son. Some random Mexican man that crossed the border took my son, y'all. Ooh-hoo. And I'm going to do an interview. Ooh-hoo. A teeny. Only a couple of y'all are going to get that. Only a couple. I think that, and yes, they're just scammers. At the end of the day, it's just that simple. All right? I think that's what this is. Because they're not good drug dealers. They're not good gangsters. They're not good kidnappers. And they're not good liars, even to the fact that they all couldn't even get their damn story together, and they're not good actors. So let me give you guys the fair usage, and I'll show you the news videos.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Y'all do me a favor and shout out to GAB. She caught that. Y'all do me a favor and please hit that thumbs up and share this video. We want it to go viral, more people to see this. We want more people to participate and call these idiots out. It's okay to call stupid idiots as stupid thugs. That's an AFC hashtag, by the way. All right, let's get it.
And breaking news at 5, new video tonight showing the moment someone kidnapped a Milwaukee boy at gunpoint, sparking a statewide Amber Alert over the weekend. He is safe tonight, but friends and family and police spent nearly 24 hours Friday into Saturday searching for 7-year-old Jamal White. 12 News' Hannah Hilliard is live at the Milwaukee County Jail tonight. And Hannah, police have someone in custody.
Right, Blake, a 25-year-old man is right now in custody here in connection to this abduction, but police tell me he did not act alone. A terrifying abduction caught on camera. Someone sprinting with 7-year-old Jamal White in their arms, putting him into a white Jeep.
I'm glad he's okay, but it's kind of like, I still can't rest, because who would do something like this to a 7-year-old?
This new video 12 News obtained Monday shows the Jeep parked on the side of the street Friday night. It starts to move as Jamal is spotted riding his bike on the sidewalk, returning from a nearby park. The boy's aunt says her brother was driving the sedan, following alongside his young son. The camera catching the white Jeep turning around, then later blocking the end of their driveway. 2 people got out of the Jeep simultaneously. One, who appears to be holding a gun, tried following the man into the house. The other chased the little boy down the driveway. Seconds later, the suspect comes back into frame with Jamal in his arms, putting him into the Jeep. Do you have answers as to why in the world this happened yet?
We don't have any answers, and I feel like that is what is bothering the family a lot. I feel like a lot of us are unsettled.
Unsettled as family is seen running out of the home. The boy's father spotted slamming his arms on the trunk of his car. That was about 7 p.m. Friday night. The state not issuing an Amber Alert until 5 hours later, around midnight. Eventually, after a harrowing all-day search on Saturday.
They got him, y'all.
Police recovered the boy in a home near 39th and Lloyd around 6 p.m. Saturday, 7 miles away from home.
We literally cannot thank the community enough, because I genuinely feel like if it wasn't for everybody just caring about this 7-year-old boy, we probably would not have found him.
Just a terrifying 24 hours. Hannah, police have yet to reveal a motive.
Right, Blake, and same goes for the relationship, if any, between these suspects and Jamal's family. That family does tell me that Jamal is right now with Child Protective Services as this investigation continues for police. They are hoping to reunite with him soon.
All right. So it sounds like one of the kidnappers or one of the people involved is the father's twin brother. And one of those people contacted the mother. That's the relationship. They were communicating in some shape, form, or fashion. Yes, I think these people are that damn stupid.
25-year-old man is right now in custody here in connection to this abduction, but police tell me he did not act alone. A terrifying abduction caught on camera. Someone sprinting with 7-year-old Jamal White in their arms, putting him into a white Jeep.
I'm glad he's okay, but it's kind of like, it's like I still can't rest.
The man into the house. The other chased the little boy down the driveway.
Now to our big story at 9. New video shows the abduction of 7-year-old Jamal White before he was found safe.
And what prosecutors say his uncle was shooting during this search. Fox's Bria Jones is here with the disturbing images we're now seeing, Bria.
A warning for our viewers at home, Ben. These videos behind me, they are graphic. They may be disturbing for some. One shows the 7-year-old boy being snatched while riding a bike in front of his family home. The other shows the next day when police say his uncle opened fire on people trying to help.
I'm not going to pause the video much more. If y'all listen, do me a favor and please hit that thumbs up. We want to have at least the amount of thumbs up of people watching. So if y'all hit that thumbs up, that'll help us out quite a bit. It's free, don't cost nothing. Please hit that thumbs up. Here we go. Here we go.
Alarming new video shows what prosecutors say is the uncle of Jamal White, a Milwaukee boy abducted and later found safe, firing shots towards volunteers trying to find him.
I was just in shock. You could literally help somebody and still be a target.
This man doesn't want to be identified, but it was this sound that pulled at his heartstrings. The screams of 7-year-old Jamal White calling out for his father near the scream sound that pulled at his heartstrings. The scream.
A target.
This man doesn't want to be identified, but it was this sound.
And y'all tell me that this boy screamed like that and his dad thought of his own safety, allegedly, more than his own son. And you heard your son screaming like this, you could have came to his rescue and you chose not to, allegedly. Listen to this.
That pulled at his heartstrings. The screams of 7-year-old Jamal White calling out for his father near 61st and Eustis. Fox 6 also obtained this new surveillance video showing 2 people jumping out of a Jeep. White, who was on a bike in front of his family home, tries to run when someone grabs him and throws him in the car. The now canceled Amber Alert was issued late Friday night. White was found the next day. Milwaukee police say he was released to Child Protective Services.
To hear that little boy scream out for his daddy, you know, and the way he sounded, it was just like, yo, you got to get up and search around, you know what I mean, and try to see, you know, if you can find something.
He says he and his 16-year-old son drove to Houston Saturday morning. He says he drove around to make sure he was in the right area and then tried to park.
As soon as I was able to see this guy running, he turns around, aims his gun at us and starts shooting.
27-year-old Jamal White was arrested. White told detectives he was scared for his family.
Shook my son a little bit. You know, it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth to help him.
Thankfully, police say no one was hurt. White is charged with 2 counts of first-degree recklessly endangering safety. His cash bond was set at $20,000. Kim?
$20,000 bond.
20,000 for busting at people, and you caught it on camera, and that's all you could get was 20,000 in bond. That's crazy work.
Jamal White was the boy that was found on Saturday after being taken at gunpoint Friday night. Jacob Murphy is live from the scene of the abduction after an update on the young boy and his family. Jacob?
Well, Jessup, this is the area where Jamal was taken last Friday night. I talked with his aunt this morning, and she said at that time, Jamal had still not been home. We reached out to MPD today for his location. They referred us to CPS, who were unable to comment on his location today. A criminal complaint says that Jamal's uncle, Jamal White, shot at a car on Saturday while the search was ongoing on the same street that his nephew was initially taken on Friday night. This is video from last Friday when Jamal White was first taken. He was found on Saturday night, but during the search, his uncle Jamal White was arrested. A criminal complaint says a father and son saw Jamal on West Eustis before he started to shoot at them. The complaint says bullets went flying into a nearby home and into a tree. White was found in a home on West Eustis after hiding the gun because he was scared for his family. He was in court this morning, where there was debate whether or not to consider the circumstances of his nephew missing at the time.
This was a high-pressure, tense situation with a missing child. Missing child that is a family member of two Whites.
For reasons that are unclear, turning around and firing at a vehicle that drove down the street. Wow. Many people are on that same block investigating and reporting on an abduction of a child. This defendant is the uncle of that child.
Jamal's uncle, Jamal White, remains behind bars tonight and will be in court next Tuesday for a preliminary hearing.
Prosecutors say, according to the criminal complaint, White told investigators he shot at the car because, quote, he was scared for his family and he hid the gun behind the house in a wooded area. A father and son in that car were not hit. They claim they were trying to help in the search for the missing boy.
You allegedly were shooting at this car that was occupied by two people and did not hit the car at all. At all. So even if you were defending yourself, you didn't even make contact with the people that you were supposed to defending yourself from.
The commissioner set White's cash bond at $20,000.
Like, if y'all notice, if I go back and
in court,
can I show you in this video? Let me see. I don't know if I can show you or not. Let me see. Maybe it was the last video. Nope. But I don't know what it is about people and they aim and holding guns. But it looked like he was holding the gun kind of like this, like in a regular fashion when he shot. So the reason why, like that last dude said, that he was the people he was afraid of, he aimed at them and didn't even make any contact with the car at all. Why his aim was so bad. But if he would have took his gun instead of aiming it like this and turned it sideways like most hood people do and turned it sideways, maybe he would have been able to hit that car. But again, like I say, these people are not very bright. I think the majority of everybody in this story except the boy is dumber than a box of rocks. I just don't think that you can be this level of dumb. And these people go above and beyond stupid. I think that this was a plot. I think this was a plot for them to try to come up on some money, some GoFundMe money. It's just that simple, and it went bad. Y'all have seen people lie. Do y'all remember the lady that I can't remember? I had to go back and look. It's on my channel, and she lost her kid allegedly, and then come to find out, or on the highway. Y'all remember that? She allegedly lost her kid on the highway, and she ended up making up that whole damn story. It was all BS. It was all a lie. But she was doing it for attention. These people were trying to do it for some money. They saw it as a get-rich-quick scheme, and I think that actually points to society that we got too much. We're giving away money just too easily to causes we don't understand, to people who you don't really know what their real intentions are. You just see a story pop up, boom, 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 and you just start cashing them out. These people, within 24 hours, probably could have got $100,000 in GoFundMe, which I think that's what their goal was. as opposed to the general public. Maybe us people out here that's actually getting people arrested. Shout out to, what's my girl's name? Takesha Williams out of Stockton, California. We actually got that story some closure, an arrest and a conviction for the murder of Billy Simone Williams. Some of y'all remember that. There are causes and channels that people can get behind and support if they wanted to. But you will see these GoFundMes and situations like this that pop up before you even know it. And these people have cashed out and they try to get away like thieves in the night. And I think every one of these people, from the dad who ran like a bitch, from the mom who allegedly is a big drug dealer, to the uncle that played his part, to this Mr. Whatever he is, out here looking stupid. And I think he was the one that grabbed the little boy. And the only one that was innocent in this whole situation that was a victim was the little boy. He is a victim of his environment. He is a victim of his caretakers. And that boy will probably grow up and become something great in the arms of Child Protective Services, which really sucks. And I want y'all to also think about this, black folks. We always talking about, you should be, y'all ever hear how the Democrats talk? Let's get political for a minute. You hear how the Democrats are always telling you how look who ICE is deporting. They're deporting all these illegal people in our country. They could do that just as easily to you. They could go deport you too. This is what they want people to be worried about. They want y'all to be worried about ICE. Y'all need to be out here protesting and throwing rocks and putting your bicycles in front of their vehicles and harassing these people and jumping them when they're trying to arrest child rapists, actual child kidnappers. I don't think that this is what this is. But we don't see that most of the shit that black people go through in this country is not perpetrated by the proverbial white man. It is not. That's why I say, before you come to my channel, you got to have some thick skin, because I'm going to say some shit that's real. I could prove it statistically, and you can't refute it. You can't debate it. We are our own worst enemy. As Tupac said, the great philosopher, they always say it's the white man that I should fear. But who's really doing all the killing here to black folks? It's a lot of people that look like black folks, and it looks like at least 4 to 5 people, all black folks, failed this black boy. Now, what the hell is this boy supposed to grow up and become if this is the way that everybody is raising him, is acting? His uncles, his mom, his dad. His behavior has been formed to not be successful. Now that he is out of that environment, I pray that that boy can now have a chance and grow up and become something great. I think that that boy can stand to have a bright future, and we pray for him, okay? Thank you guys so much for listening to this story. I guarantee you, this is only part 1. We're going to probably do at least 2 more updates to this soon, and as soon as I get the information, you can email it to me if you have some solid info, theafcmatters@gmail.com, our own kind. Thank you for typing that in the chat. Been saying it for a while. Thank you so much. So stay tuned. We'll be back.